Welcome to the Snapshots of History channel. Today we're going to travel back in time, where style and celebrities defined an era. These rare photos will tell stories worth seeing. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. This is a famous photo from 1957 showing two beauty icons of the time, Sophia Loren and Jane Mansfield. Sophia Loren, known for her elegance and talents, was a symbol of Italian beauty and sophistication. Jane Mansfield, in turn, became famous as a sex symbol of the 1950s with her striking looks and provocative style. This photo of Times Square in New York City was taken in 1947 during the golden age of advertising and filmmaking. 1947 was a time when New York City was in the midst of post-war reconstruction and cultural boom. During this time, Times Square was a true epicenter, not only for tourists, but also for locals enjoying entertainment, restaurants, theaters, and of course, cinema. This is a famous photo of Valerie Leon, British actress and model, taken in the 1960s. Leon gained popularity for her roles in films such as The Man Who Haunted Himself and Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, as well as her involvement in the James Bond series of films where she played colorful roles. This is a photo of the first Harley-Davidson factory, taken in 1903. The photo shows the small wooden building where one of the world's most famous motorcycle companies was founded. This Milwaukee location was the starting point for a brand that later became a symbol of American culture and industrial progress. This is a famous photo of Charlie Chaplin, taken in 1916, when he was 27 years old. The photo shows him in his classic image of a young comedian, not yet an icon of world cinema, but on his way to becoming one. Chaplin was actively acting in films at that time, playing his iconic character, the Tramp, which later brought him worldwide fame. This is a 1931 photo of a female athlete competing in a swimming competition. This period was a time when swimming was becoming increasingly popular, and especially among women. In the 1930s, bathing suits were not yet as revealing as in the following decades, and they reflected the style of the time with elements of modesty and practicality. This photo is from the set of the original Godzilla, 1954, the Japanese monster movie franchise that became a cult movie icon. This filming technique, called super miniaturization, was used in giant monster movies to create the illusion of enormous size, and is one of the symbols of the kaiju genre popular in Japanese cinema. This is a rare photo of Niagara Falls taken in 1911, when the falls completely froze over. This unusual phenomenon occurred as a result of a severe frost, when temperatures were so low that the water falling from the falls froze, forming huge ice and icicles. This is one of 17-year-old Cindy Crawford's first modeling photos, taken in 1983. In the photo, she poses in a sporty look, with a towel on her shoulders and a headband. This photo became the starting point for her brilliant career in modeling, and since then, Cindy has become one of the most famous models in the world. This is a photo of Mike Tyson taken in 1985, shortly before his professional boxing debut. At that time, Tyson was one of the most promising boxers, and his trainer was the famous Cas D'Amato. In 1986, just a year after his debut, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion of the world at the age of 20, making him a world record holder. Tyson had a huge impact on boxing, becoming a symbol of brutality and dominance in the ring in the 80s and early 90s. This is a famous photo taken in 1969 at a party in Andy Warhol's studio. The photo shows famous personalities of that time: Mick Jagger, the leader of the Rolling Stones, and Andy Warhol himself, the iconic artist and founder of pop art. Also seen in the photo is famous model Jane Mansfield and other guests. The party was part of Warhol's famous Factory, which was the center of creative life in the 60s, where artists, musicians, and other celebrities met. This is a photo of Brigitte Bardot taken in the 1960s. In the photo, she poses on a bicycle in a stylish outfit, combining elegance and free spirit of the time. The striped pants and strapless top emphasize her unique style, which combined both sexiness and simplicity. Bardot was a fashion icon and one of the most famous beauty and style symbols of the 60s. This photo, taken in Romania in 1946, depicts an unusual method of treatment where a bear was used to massage the back. The image shows a man lying on the ground, while a bear, guided by his master, stands on his back. This method was part of an ancient folk medicine popular in some countries, where the weight of the animal was believed to help relax muscles and improve circulation. This is a photo of the Punahou School basketball team, taken in 1979. It shows a young Barack Obama, who was then playing basketball on the junior varsity team at this school in Hawaii. It is a snapshot from his high school years, before he became a famous politician and president of the United States. Obama was an active participant in school sports, and his years at Punahou had a significant impact on his later life. This photo shows Veronica Carlson, a British actress known for her roles in horror and science fiction films of the 1960s and 1970s. She frequently starred in iconic films such as The Horror of Frankenstein and The Satanic Rites of Dracula. This shot emphasizes her natural beauty and sexuality, which was also her signature style in movies of the time. This photo was taken in 1969 in Brooklyn, where a detective who hides his identity is working undercover. He is dressed in women's clothing to remain undetected and gather information in certain circles. This method of disguise was part of law enforcement work at the time. This photo is from an Elvis Presley concert in 1957, and it perfectly captures the atmosphere of those tumultuous times. Elvis's concerts were real phenomena. His fans came to the shows not only for the music, but also for the spectacle. When he came on stage, something close to mass insanity occurred. Women screamed, fainted, and many of them literally rushed on stage to touch their idol. This photo is from the early years of the careers of Tom Cruise and Sean Penn, two iconic actors in Hollywood. The photo was taken in the 1980s when both had not yet reached the peak of their popularity. Cruise rose to fame with roles in films such as Top Gun and Mission Impossible, becoming one of the most successful actors of his generation. Penn, known for his dramatic roles in Mystic River and Milk, gained a reputation as one of the most talented actors and won 2 Oscars. This is a vintage photograph from the 1920s, showing 2 women wearing stylish swimsuits typical of the era. These swimsuits, which resembled one-piece dresses, were quite a contrast to modern beachwear. This image perfectly captures the atmosphere of the early 20th century, when fashion trends were beginning to change, and women's fashions were becoming bolder, but still sophisticated. This photo is from the first beauty contest in the Soviet Union, Moscow Beauty, which took place in 1988. It was a historic moment when the USSR started organizing such events, despite the traditional attitude towards such contests. The contest attracted attention not only because it was the first of its kind, but also because it became a symbol of changing cultural and social norms in the Soviet Union in the late 1980s.